It didn't work. And one of the things that's important when you're in business is being able to change stuff. Hello, my darlings. I'm in the midst of the stacks of notes that are involved in brainstorming a rename of a product. So I'm really fortunate that I have the opportunity to get any product I have in front of a lot of people by putting it out there during the Texas Renaissance Festival. But I created a course that is a pile of tools that you need to be able to be a newbie in the vending within Renaissance fairs or, music festivals. It would apply to other types of festivals also, but I wanted to pull together all of the things you need to be able to gather data and know if what you're doing is working, and to give enough background and enough information about the niche that you don't show up in your first year vending as being needy or problematic, or like needing a lot of the vendor coordinator's time just because you don't know things. And there's a lot to know because it's a weird niche. So I put together this course. It's 3 different modules. It's like 11 different handouts, but I called it the Modern Merchant's Guide to Succeeding at Ren Fair. It didn't work. The title I gave it did not work at all. My love of alliteration should not keep people from accessing this product. So, because it didn't do 2 important things. A title needs to let people know who it's for, and it needs to let them know what they get, like what is the transformation they're going to have by finishing this course. And I didn't want to use the word newbie, and I didn't want to use the word wannabe, but it was for people that weren't yet in the industry. And so I decided that what they wanted to be were merchants, and so I would use that word. Well, merchant isn't even a word that we really use in the industry. We use vendor. The person you interact with in the office is the vendor coordinator or the crafts coordinator. And so the packet that you get at the beginning of the show from the office is your vendor packet. So obviously the term vendor needs to be in there. And it's not just for newbies. I mean, the last module is really about scaling and how to figure out how to build a career in the industry, like or at least the things you have to think about, right? So that's what I'm playing with right now. And which brings us around to, it's like, you have to be willing to say that was wrong. And I can say that was wrong. And I had these beautiful postcards, and they were on the counter of all of my shops. They were on the counter in some of my friends' shops at a festival that got 500,000 people in 17 days. And pretty consistently, people either thought it was or hoped it was a guide to the vendors within the park. Like, is this gonna, like, maybe they could, open up a website and have an app to the show, or a program or something. Modern Merchant's Guide felt like it was a guide to merchants. And so it didn't work. And one of the things that's important when you're in business is being able to change stuff, being able to not just make a decision in the first place. Like, analysis paralysis is the thing that's going to keep you from being able to be in business at all. Like, if you can't make a decision, you can't change your decision. So be willing to make a decision and be willing to change it. When we were carpenters, one of my husband's favorite lines was, "I can fix any decision except for indecision." Like, you can't decide where you want this shelf to go. Let's just put the shelf up and then we'll figure out if it worked or not, and I can move the shelf. But if you can't decide and can't let me get started, then we don't have any movement. So many of the tools that are in the unnamed guide are to help you do that. Like, did I make any money at this street show? How should I price my product? What is my overhead? There's a bunch of different worksheets with formulas in place to help you figure out that kind of stuff. There's some good checklists for packing the car for a road show. And without that kind of data, you're just kind of floundering. You can't necessarily go, this is the piece that didn't work, and change just that piece. And so you're just making changes without any data. Like, I knew the price point was great. I knew the product was great. I had had friends go through the course, and we even had, we had great graphics on these cards. They looked very professional, but the title is the piece that absolutely didn't work. So much like repainting the poles on the front of my tea room because the color coding of the building confused the people when they got to the counter, I need to change the name of this product. And so that's kind of what we're in the midst of right now. Off season, we get to work on this kind of stuff. So it's January, and a new name will be unveiled soon. I'm happy to hear any suggestions anyone has. Like, I know that newbie's not a negative term, and wannabe feels like a negative term. Is there another word that's not coming to my mind that would be a good title for a course for people that want to be a piece of this, part of this community? They want to vend within this magical realm and this industry that allows for a great deal of success. I would love to hear from you. Have a great day.